is Sunless Martinez on the NanoNote, and I will just quickly set the timer.
Okay.
And it's all up to you.
Hello. I want to introduce the Chi hardware project and this device we developed this NanoNote. This we will talk about the Chi hardware project. Chi hardware is a community of entities formed by individuals, companies, universities, or anyone that wants to join us. Is committed in and believes that we can do hardware in different way that this done usually, and based on three principles. There are copyleft hardware, upstream kernels, and community driven at all levels. So we will point to any to each point. About copyleft hardware, we mean that the hardware, all information needed to build that hardware is totally free. You can take that information and build the device by yourself if you have the resources. So we don't consider we will success in this project until one entity modify and produce the hardware by themselves. On the wiki, you can find production notes, testing, the schematics, and all the information necessary to do that. So we are pioneers on that, and there we are starting. So there are a lot of work to do, but we are committed in that point. The next point is to use upstream kernels. Is use the last version of the kernels and we focus it in try to be mainstream. We try to select we select our chip vendors mainly by this quality on Linux Super, not by features. We prefer to be able to know the code more than features itself. So I know the streaming is a hard work to do, but it's a great effort to it's a good point to make the project maintainable and in the long run. So the other key point is that that is community driven. This is not a company it's a group of people that we live in the project, and basically because we live in only one company, all the knowledge can afford all the knowledge to do that, and we believe in the open free source way of doing things. So we translate that philosophy on hardware producing. So we have a core team that focuses in building the hardware and produce it. But we rely on community on working in other parts of the project, like software or else in hardware too. We allow to modify the schematics and so on using open tools like KiCad and so on. So you can enter in any part of the process. But the most work is done in the higher parts. The more work and the core team to dedicate to the lower parts. Companies involved in that project usually helps the developers and support us in any way possible they can. And this is the first device reaching the real world from that initiative. It's called Ben NanoNote. Ben signifies beginning. Obviously, it's our first device. We don't stop in that device. We are planning on future ones and other branches of devices. But someone has to start in one point, and we started on this. Here are the characteristics of the Ben NanoNote. It's a MIPS CPU with a three core TPT and a resolution of that one. It has 22 megabytes of memory, headphone jack. He has a speaker, microphone. The battery allows to work on within about 10 hours. It can be extended by SADO. We are working in some peripherals based on that DCD. All the code and of course is GPL, but more important is that all information about the building the device is under Creative Commons. There are some examples of the software that are running on it. We are working on StarDig dictionary, and they run links because you can navigate through it in ASCII code. There are parts of some games like Quake, Doom, and this is a picture of Duke Nukem 3D. Also, as they have they said the SDL library is ported. There are some applications based on that library directly on frame buffer, like a clock setting, and also it has a music player to play OGG sounds. So it's basically all that you can fit in that hardware. That we are working on spend more to spread more applications on it. Do the free nature of the hardware is easy to port and easy to make software in there. Actually, we are running a open WRT distribution that has a lot of packages ready to go. The repository is using is OPKG. Is similar to apt-get, to the apt repositories, more simple to fit the device. We are using an up-to-date kernel .6.4 and recent U-boot to start the device. As I've been told, we are working on peripherals on the device based on SD. They are one vendor that produce use the Wi-Fi driver. Actually, it's in alpha stages. It works. And I have made a blog post on directly from NanoNote. But sometimes they have to work on it a little bit. And to the open nature of the device, they are porting another distributions like Jetalime based on that was a distribution working on HP Jornada 680 with the half of the resources of that device, lower CPU and the half of the memory, but they succeed to run an X distribution with PDF readers and so on. So the creator, Christoph, creator of Jetalime, is working on a port to that device. And Iris, that is a distribution based on microkernel from a Debian developer, and that will do a talk in the bedroom about this, and have successfully port a distribution based on that architecture. So you can know more about the project on the wiki. We are connected with some open free hardware initiatives that are connected on our planet that are areas feeder. So you can join us at the mailing list and ask about anything you like. You can learn, you can share your and our ideas on software developments, hardware tweaks, full designs, uses cases, marketing ideas, production improvements, whatever you think that may fit on the device, on future devices, or we have to tell you that we are focusing now in the release of that one, but we have the gates open to any initiative that you have in mind or improvements in that hardware to implement in future versions and so on. You can reach us at keyhardware.com. So, any questions?